Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lee, I'm your virtual airline pilot, and thanks for joining me. Welcome to subscribers new and old, and to all of my viewers. Second scenery review of this week. We are in Austria, and this is Salzburg, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart International Airport in Austria, Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra. This is the new payware scenery version by RDPresets, and we're looking at version 1.1.0. There's been a small update. It's for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. The download is 1.42 gigs, and it installs at 5.44 gigs, so it's a reasonably substantial installation. It's currently available from Sim Market. The price, €21.59, which equates to roughly $23.14 or £18.36 UK. As ever, those prices are estimates from the euro, and they do include tax or VAT, which may vary depending on your country of purchase. Now, I'll say right off the bat, RDPresets sent me a pre-release copy, and by the time I was ready to do this video, obviously they'd released the full version to the public, so they've now sent me that, and so we're now looking at the full version. I'll have the same copy that you would have if you bought it. So we're looking at the release version of Salzburg in Austria. Let's have a look at some features. So, features: you have a realistic replica of Salzburg Airport, plus the Red Bull Hangar 7. Completely custom modelling and texturing with PBR textures on the whole airport. Full custom high replica 3D interior including 3D passengers. More than 1,000 clutter objects on the apron and surrounding areas. Custom ground textures, faithfully recreating the asphalt differences like in reality. Performance optimizations, accurate night lighting, custom taxiway signage, ground traffic, and much more. And you can see from this shot that we've not just done the airport here, which is highly detailed, I'll have to say. I've already had a look at it, but you've got here additions to the outlying areas of the airport, which basically recreate this airport exactly as it looks. It's in a stunning location in the mountains, and this is quite an amazing product. So that's for the features for you. Let's talk a little history. Okay, some history for you. Salzburg, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart Airport, Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra, is a public use international airport operated by Salzburger Flughafen GmbH and is Austria's second largest airport. It serves Salzburg, the fourth largest Austrian city, and is the gateway to Austria's numerous ski areas. The airport is located just 2 miles or 3.1 kilometers west-southwest of the city of Salzburg and 1.2 miles or 2 kilometers from the Austro-German border. It is jointly owned by the Salzburg municipality, 25%, and Salzburg province, 75%. The airport is named after the famous Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Salzburg Airport has a small footprint covering only 432 acres or 175 hectares of land, but has a runway of over 9,000 feet long and is equipped to handle aircraft as large as the Boeing 747. In 1910, the first powered aircraft taxied onto the new racetrack in Salzburg-Aigen. In 1926, Deutsche Lufthansa inaugurated the Munich-Salzburg-Bad Reichenhalle air route. In 1927, the Vienna-Salzburg-Innsbruck air route was started by OLAG, or Austrian Aviation. In one of the earlier incidents, Lufthansa, which flew London, Brussels, Frankfurt, Munich, Vienna air route, along with the Belgian airline Sabena, made a forced landing in Salzburg. In 1939 saw the introduction of Berlin, Prague, Salzburg, Venice, and Munich, Salzburg, Klagenfurt, Ljubljana, Rijeka air routes, which are planned for the summer schedule. The airport reached the target of over 1.2 million passengers in 2000, and British Airways announced flights to Salzburg from London, which unfortunately were cancelled a year later. In 2001, low-cost carrier Ryanair landed at Salzburg, its first Austrian destination. This was also the first time an Austrian airport hosted a low-cost air carrier. Aer Lingus commenced flights to Salzburg from Dublin for their winter schedule in 2005, and in 2006 Ryanair started services to Dublin and to Charleroi, with the latter service ending in 2007. In August 2016, German low-cost carrier airline Eurowings announced it would open its second Austrian base in Salzburg, with flights to 6 European metropolitan destinations from January 2017. Salzburg Airport operates 2 passenger terminals. Terminal 1 in the main building features 26 check-in desks, several service counters, some shops and restaurants, and a visitors terrace. The airside area consists of 10 boarding gates that can be used for Schengen and non-Schengen destinations. As there are no jet bridges, walk-on and bus boarding is used. There is a business lounge operated by Salzburg Airport. Terminal 2 is much smaller, featuring 9 additional check-in counters and 4 boarding gates, as well as a designated area to check in skiing equipment. It has a limited passenger facilities due to its use for seasonal peak time traffic. Some 23 airlines operate into and out of Salzburg, even from as far away as Dubai. So there's some history for you. The place has been around for a while. It's had upgrades and extensions, and it's a very popular airport both for Europeans and from far further afield. And as you can see by this shot, this actual scenery fits really well in the surrounding terrain and gives it a really good look. So that was history. Let's look at some runways. Okay, runways, or in this case runway. Salzburg Airport operates a single runway, 1533, measuring 9,022 feet or 2,750 meters, and is constructed from concrete. The airport lies at an elevation of 1,411 feet or 430 meters and sits within the GMT UTC plus 1 hour time zone. Now, like much of Europe, Austria does indeed observe Daylight Saving Time, or DST, which has now ended since it's February, so the airport remains 1 hour ahead of the UK. So runway 15, and we're looking down the throat of it now, features high-intensity runway lighting, centerline lighting, high-intensity airfield lighting system in version 2, short field lighting, touchdown zone lighting and runway end identifier lights as well. It also has precision approach path indicators on the left side. Now the chart shows a left side only, and as you can see we've got PAPIs on both sides. So this is the only anomaly I can see with this runway. They've got 2 PAPIs instead of 1 on the left. But again, as I've said many times before, I'm not going to call it out as such really, because any landing aids you get in the simulation that are extra are a bonus. So as you can see, you've got the short field lighting that's flashing away there, and you've got the full approach lighting. Touchdown zone lighting we can see even from this distance. There's the centre line, and we've got 2 sets of PAPIs, so there you go. So approach options available for this runway. You've got an instrument localizer landing system, or ILS, with a special Category 2, Category 3 low-vis approach option attached to it. So low-vis approach is down to Category 3, this is the runway you want to use. They also have RNP-X approach options, and they have RNP-E approach option for LVP only, or localizer performance with vertical guidance, which is a special approach procedure. So there you go, that does it for runway 15. Let's pop down the other end, runway 33, and have a look. Okay, so here we are looking down the throat of runway 33, the other end, which also has high intensity runway lighting, centerline lighting, high intensity airfield lighting, this time the standard version, short field lighting, runway end identifier lighting system, and the precision approach path indicators again on the left side as per the chart. And as you can see, we've got both. No touchdown zones at this end, you don't have any touchdown zone lighting, but you've got pretty much everything else you need, and the short field lighting also helps. Approach options here, well, there's no ILS available for this end, but you do have RMP, Y and Z visual and circling approach options available on the chart. So there you go, that does it for runways, and doesn't it look quite nice down here? It really does. I mean, you've got plenty of light in terms of low vis or low light really, or evening or nighttime landings here. The instrument approaches are very well catered for. The only anomaly, as I said, you've got 2 sets of pappies instead of 1, but I'm really not going to complain about that at all, not at all really. So no jetways at this airport, so let's get on with the main tour and just have a look and see how detailed this airport is. Okay, so let's start the main tour. It's just after midday. Here we are at the bottom southern end of the airport. You can see the approach lighting for runway 33. Why am I starting at this end? Well, this airport sits in a beautiful location, and as you can see, the terrain, the little buildings and houses and trees, the whole layout looks wonderful, and you even have traffic going up and down this road here. So let's take a slow run across the airport from south to north. Airside first, and you can look at the detail. I mean, nothing really has been left to chance. They've done an awful lot here. There you've got the road that goes around the airport, and as you can see below there, you've got little additions that they've added. I mean, the place looks wonderful, it really does. So we're now coming to the airside ramp. There you can see the airside boundary fence. And here you can see plenty of clutter. As mentioned in the features, there's loads of airport clutter, all beautifully placed. And here the ramp looks fantastic. So we continue the airside tour. As you can see, the detail everywhere, not only on the buildings but within the buildings. There's the airport tunnel that goes under the runway. Here you've got the GA area. You've even got a tug there should you need to park a business jet. This, I think, is the fuel farm. And one thing you might notice there, you've got little airport engineers or airport staff sitting out in various locations on the ramp, which is good. Many sceneries now are just, they have maybe just 1 or 2 people on the ramp, and that's it, sort of the default Asobo ones, but here you've got additional ones. But look at the detail on these little houses right down to the trees there. And the reason I'm going right up to the road is because I want to show you how far the detail goes. We've got the road that goes right out to the edge of the airport. Here we've got the highway. Which again is 3D modelled, and if I stop here. So here you can see the approach to runway 15. The only anomaly here really is having this sitting right in the middle of the roadway. It needs to be sat on the plinth here so it's not hit by any cars. But apart from that, look, you've got 3D modelled roads and you've got road signs. And all of this has been done too. So, you know, the off-airport has been done wonderfully. And here you can see I've come back a little further and you've got these road signs above the road down here too. It's really, really nice. And looking in the other direction there, you can see road signs all the way down the motorway. And here you've got an exit there. Ausfahrt means exit. There's a motorway exit. The only issue I can find here is that these signs have got nothing on them either side. And if we look at the Ausfahrt sign closely, you can see the whole sign is pink. So that indicates to me there's just a missing texture. Just a small anomaly, but nothing serious. But it's there, so I highlight it. So let's get back across the airport. Here's that little area there we saw with the trees and the camping area just behind the airfield fence. To be honest, I really like this airport. It's one of the nicest airports in terms of the way it's been done and the way it's been blended into everything else. They've enhanced the whole airport, or the whole area outside the airport, which gives you this wonderful effect here of sort of completeness. So now we're just coming around landside a bit here, mainly because I want to show you the buildings. I mean, it's stunning, isn't it? So now let's just pop back airside again, come down a little lower, slow down a bit. I mean, look at the detail. Everything's been, I mean, the buildings there are parallaxed. There's the entrance point. We've got this hangar here with all sorts of clutter inside it. Ground signage is wonderful. And as you can see, taxiway signage, everything looks really good here. We'll come across these outer stands first before we go in and have a look at the stands proper. There you can see, look, marshallers and airside engineers. That is another little anomaly. He should be on here. But pretty much on every one of these stands you've got people, airport staff, ground staff, engineers, which is really nice. So here's the Red Bull jet that was mentioned in the features, with a really nice rendition, a very nicely modelled static aircraft object, I must say. And that's the same view from the other side. Oh, it's a lovely little model, really is. So as I said, you know, plenty of ground staff. You've got this chap there, and the signage is brilliant, sitting on its own plinth. These are going to look great in the darkness hours. So let's get a close-up look now at the airside ramp. Wouldn't expect to see a marshaller there. I mean, it's nice to have the staff, but maybe they've just used the wrong person model, as it were. So here's some airport clutter on the southern side of the airport. As you can see, all nicely detailed. I mean, it's wonderful. Really is beautifully done. You can get, again, some ground engineers there. And the fence line is brilliant, complete with the razor wire. Got a lovely DC-3 here, old Austrian Airlines DC-3, which exists at the same airport. Again, a very nice model, really nicely done. So, little tour airside close-up so you can see the terminal and the clutter here. As you can see, even in the daytime, you can see through the windows there. You've got animated and static people, buses, tugs. There's my aircraft sitting there to the right. Stand number 6, I believe that is. And as you can see, plenty of ground clutter, vehicles. And as I've said, nice to see airport staff airside, more than just one or two. Very nice indeed. You've got passengers down there to the left, which we will look at close up in a minute. But it looks great, and as you can see, my drone camera is moving pretty much without any stutters at all. So we'll come up a little bit now as we get towards the control tower. There's a fire station below. But you can see the detail is fantastic. So this tower has 2 levels, and it's built internally on both levels, which is a plus. So let's go inside the top level first. And there you go, a fully developed control tower with staff inside too. And there's the view out across the airfield. So here's the lower level, again fully developed with controllers inside. And there's an external shot showing the tower from the other side with the 2 levels. Very, very nice. So here's my aircraft parked on stand 6. And what we'll do now is we'll go and have a close look at the terminal airside. So going airside into terminal 2 first, we'll go through the glass. Again, everything beautifully modelled from the outside airside there. And now we go in here. And how's that for a scene? Not sure about the bouncing car there to the left. But here you've got this beautiful restaurant, nicely done, complete with people there and waitresses and everything's just fantastic. Right, so there's a close-up look at the car there, and also you can see the hoardings, the advertising hoardings behind it, and they're all high resolution, so they look okay, they look good. And our friend is obviously testing the suspension here. There's a view looking out through the glass and across the restaurant, and here you can see the quality of the people models. And notice when I came in, no problems with the camera at all, no juddering. It's just really, really nice. So as we move slowly across the restaurant, I mean, it's great, isn't it? It just really does look wonderful. This is a really nice interior. Look at the lights on the carpet there. And here you've got the gates, various check-in gates here. Again, fine detail has been done. These aren't manned, unfortunately. Okay, so this is the way out. You've got the restaurant on the left. This is where you would go to pick up your baggage. So you've got a small corridor here. And here's the view landside from that point. So here's the other terminal, or the other part of the terminal airside. So here you can see some interior modelling, but nothing's been done in this part here. So as we come along this side here, as you can see, some internal development here in the offices. And you've got another airside lounge there. Let's pop inside here. Very nice. So we're now going landside in this area. As you can see, beautifully developed here. In fact, no, we're still airside. These are the shops here. People and signage, all of this looks great. Just have a look over this lady's shoulder. Here you can see the signboard here, and again it's really crystal clear even up close. So nice job's been done there. So a little restaurant there. So this is where you would come out after security. We have the benefit of going the other way. Passport control there. Here's the security check. And finally we come out to landside. And here you've got staff there as well. So just a quick look at check-in. I won't spend too long in here because it'll make the video too long, but you can see the level of detail, and again, great to see some check-in staff. I mean, this really brings the airport to life. So while we're here, we'll pop out landside. And here's the view landside for Terminal 1. Again, nice to see a few people, some taxis and various cars. Very good signage. And here out landside you can see the level of detail, that the trouble that they've gone to. Even the little fences, the bushes, the barrier gates, all of this looks really natural. And there's a lovely view looking back across landside of the terminal. I mean, it just really looks excellent. And some stunning buildings and work off airport, which I will leave you largely to explore yourself. Let's go back airside and have a look at some other things. So just an airside view of this part of the terminal here, Terminal 1, there you can see people inside. Really good signage, of course. And a slightly wider shot there of the same terminal showing you the signage on the building. Here you can see the bus bays where departing passengers get on the bus and are taken out to the aircraft. Here's a fire station. Here you can see various fire models and vehicles inside the building as well. And once again, nothing left to chance. A really nice, beautifully modelled and textured building. Vehicles properly sitting in their assigned parking spaces, and everything 3D modelled, nothing left to photo scenery. And if we go up close to the buildings there, you can see some parallaxing, which looks really good. I reckon this will probably look better in the darkness. But there again, you can see the quality of parallaxing that just makes it work. And everywhere you look, I mean, this airport just looks real. It really does look real. The quality of the workmanship here is excellent. Right down to this old hangar here. It's just wonderful, it really is. So I want to have a look at this tunnel, which I think isn't going to be fully modelled. I'm not sure about that dip. Okay, so it's blocked. So here on the eastern side, here's the eastern part of the tunnel. And while we're here, we will have a look at the east apron. So here we are touring the east apron, and again you've got construction work going on here, and again a really good attention to detail here. It looks wonderful, it really does. Get a bit lower. And here you've got this wonderful hangar. And again, we animated and static people inside. You've got various aircraft. Let's have a look. Well, that's a beautiful scene. So this is the Red Bull 7 hangar. As you can see, loads of detail, lots for you to see. Just a wonderful building, nicely constructed. Little bar there. A little upper level seating area, and you've got floodlights as well, look. And just an overview looking back there. And here you've got this other hangar which appears to be empty. There's one or two things in there. You've got this beautiful Liberator here, the Red Bull Liberator to the right side. Again, a really nice model. And here we are inside the other hangar. Very nice indeed. And just, you know, quality everywhere you look. The photographic images there, you've got that vending machine. The quality of it is great. I mean, this is a place you might not even bother to explore if you're coming in and out of here, yet they've modelled it beautifully. And again, looking across the east apron towards the east itself, you know, all of the buildings really nicely modelled, everything 3D, nothing left to chance. Really good. And there we are looking down towards the runway 33 threshold in the distance. Okay, so we've had a good look around the airport there, daytime. Let's turn the lighting down to dusk and see the lighting effects. Okay, 5:30 in the evening, the sun has just disappeared behind the mountains in the distance there. And here you can see the lighting coming on, and yeah, first glance it looks really good. So there's the runway, and you've got blue airfield edge lights, green centerline lights as well on the taxiways. There's the east apron in all its lit glory. Again, it's really beautiful lighting, no Asobo globes floating around. Really impressive. So just a slow tour airside. There you can see in through the terminal. Again, I just really wanted to see what the view was like, and it really looks nice. Again, plenty of lighting airside here. And here you've got your passengers sitting there. Well, it looks great, it really does. The lighting is very nice. Airside it really does look good. Let's have a look at the tower. So from outside you can see the lighting, but the darkened glass obscures it. If we go inside, as you can see inside, it looks great. You've got the lighting there, and there's the view looking out airside across the airport. There's the view from the lower tower. Excellent, really excellent, no complaints at all. And just a little tour at some of these facilities airside. I mean, the lighting is lovely, isn't it? It just really does look the part. It's a great big hangar down there. Here we see some of the taxiway signage coming up, and again it's properly bright. Just want to have a look at this tunnel and see if there's any parallaxing to give us any effect. I don't think there is. No. But here you can see some really decent taxiway signage and lighting. It's really nice. So a couple of close-up shots of the terminal here from airside. It really does look nice. It's very nice indeed. And there's the airside road, and there's stand number 6 with my aircraft parked on it. Really nice. So here we are landside looking across the car park. Here you've got the main terminal building we saw here. And here we are landside of Terminal 1, and you can see it's really lovely. It's very nice indeed. And there's a quick view from landside looking into the landside part of Terminal 1. So just a couple of overview shots there. You can see the Salzburg airport sign all nicely lit. And there you can see some of the tails of the aircraft on the car park there. And these really nice structures there outside the main car park, and the sign on there, everything there. It looks really good. It's just lovely. So this is the Mercedes building. Again, some nice lighting. And you can see parallaxing on the building there, giving the effect of something going on inside. Here's the building from the other side. It's just great. The modelling is top notch. And as you look out across landside further in towards the town, I mean, that looks great. Look at the roads 3D modelled. It's okay, so now we're starting to see a photo globes here and there, but really I'm not complaining. The 3D roads all the way up to the airport. And there's a high level view of the airport from landside looking across the building. There's the big car park there. And there you've got the control tower, Terminal 1 and 2 side by side, the airside ramp, and then on the other side of the runway you can see the East Apron with the Red Bull hangar in the distance. It's a beautiful sight with the mountains at dusk. So let's drop it down to night time now. So 10 PM and here's the same view. Darkness has fallen upon the airport. And yeah, the lighting has come up and you've got this beautiful combination of tungsten yellow street lighting around, which is common at many airports. And you've got the LED lighting, the high level halogen type lighting airside on the ramp here and here, which really does the job. So runway 15 threshold in the distance there. Let's get down to the ramp and have a look at the lighting on the ramp. Okay, so there you go, nice overview of the airside ramp. There you can see Terminal 2 difference there, and to the left there's my aircraft. The light sources are correct, the amount of light is excellent. So here is where you will taxi in. After landing on 15, you come off at one of the exits and you'll follow the green lights in towards the ramp, and you should have no problem at all finding your way to the stands, because the yellow signage on the ramp here is still quite well lit. And here we are, the same is true at the northern end. The Lima 2 taxiway goes out onto the runway and onto the taxiway itself. So runway signage, no wigwags, but you've got enough light here. Plenty of light, no problem at all really. And there's a nice look back across the airside ramp. So a quick look at the East Apron. This is the construction site, or part of it. And there's the Red Bull hangar. And there you get a good view of the landside area past the East Apron as you go towards the city. Oh, it just looks great. This is going to look wonderful at night, on a clear night. And here's the airport proper at the night time. There's the tunnel. And I want to show you the reflection of the moon coming off on one of the buildings in a minute. There it is. And it really does look good. It looks really nice. So let's bring the dawn up, and if I've done this right, the sun should come up behind me. So here we are, 20 to 7 in the morning, 20 to 8 I should say, in the morning. The sun's coming up behind us. There's the airside ramp of the airport proper. Sort of glowing in the sun. There's quite a lot of redness there. And they're looking towards runway 15 threshold in the distance. And runway 33. And there's the East Apron. The sun comes up behind the mountains. Really does look good. And lastly, before we talk about conclusions, I spotted this. Here you've got a Bell HUEY helicopter sitting there. Might have fun trying to fly out of that. I think the rotor blades might just catch on the fence. But nevertheless, it's a model that's there, and I nearly missed it, but there you go. And one last look at the east apron. It just looks great. Okay, 8:30 in the morning, time for me to give you my conclusions. This is a fantastic airport, very, very well done. Hardly any anomalies I can find. Okay, you've got this one here, where you've got this guy going across the grass when he should be on the taxiway. There's something similar over here as well. And you've got a couple of signs that aren't done, and another exit sign that's pink. It's just missing texture, really. And the only other thing, of course, is you've got the pappies on both sides when there should be just a single pappy. But those are little nitpicks, really nothing serious. Flying in and out of here is going to be wonderful during the day or the dusk or the night. The lighting is stunning. The attention to detail is incredible. This is one of those airports you really need to have because it's complete in every way. It's got people. It's got a really, really high level of detail. Texturing and modelling is excellent. Weathering is good. The night lighting is stunning. And the addition of the east apron is good with the Red Bull hangar. It's wonderful. They've done a nice job everywhere you look. Do I think it's worth the price? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, it's a bit on the high end. You're getting just under 22 euros or $24 US. Or just under £19 UK. It's a little bit cheaper. In fact, no, it isn't. It's about the same. Those prices, remember, they include tax, so you won't be paying any tax on top of those. But this airport has everything. There really is nothing missing that should be here from the research that I've done. And it's beautifully modelled. It sits really well in the local terrain. And they've done a lot off airport as well, and really nothing left to chance. Like I said, the only nits I can find is you've got the pink sign on one of the exit signs to the motorway, which indicates a missing texture basically. You've also got a tug somewhere up here, sort of on the grass, which it shouldn't be, just a modelled. If I had anything to add here about updates, you know what, it would be nice to see the tunnel either opened up so you could drive through it, or as I've looked at in a very recent scenery, have some kind of lit parallaxing so you get the effect of seeing through the tunnel. That's about the only thing I can think of, really. Maybe one or two more people landside out by the taxis, but you know, there's no really, as it is, a standalone with no changes. It's wonderful. It's a lovely airport. Interesting to see now you've got some really good top developers coming along. INIBUILDS seem to be producing everything at the moment, which is great. And again, their quality of modelling is good, really good. And now we've got RDPresets who've been around for a little while, and their modelling and attention to detail has improved really so much that they're up there now. And you've got at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 top developers we can talk about, and some fantastic products that really are taking advantage of the abilities that Flight Sim 2020 gives us. I've been throwing the camera around here in all this detail with really hardly any stutters or anything at all. It's really, really brilliant. So yes, for me it is worth the price. If you want to fly into Austria, this is definitely one of the airports to fly into. It's a challenging approach. Okay, you've got an ILS at one end, but when the wind changes, you've got the circling approach into runway 33 coming in around the mountains, which is just, it'll be a challenge for you. And this is a high elevation airfield, over 1,000 feet above sea level. So yeah, it's great, and it's great. You're going to be able to just come in and park up. It's really, really good. But overall, yeah, a fantastic airport that I really cannot find fault with. Just wonderful. So let me firstly say thank you to RDPresets for sending me the copy to review. They sent it to me, I didn't buy it. But however, the comments and suggestions and thoughts are all my own. They've not been influenced by the developer. It is a really lovely airport, and this is a place we've got to fly into, certainly. So there you go, folks. Salzburg, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart International Airport in Austria, Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra. It's a new payware scenery by RDPresets. This is the latest version, 1.1. for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Download is 1.42 gigs and it stalls at 5.44 gigabytes. Currently available from Sim Market and priced at €21.59, which equates to roughly $23.14 US or £18.36 UK. As ever, those prices do include tax or VAT, they're estimates from the euro, and the tax may vary depending on the country you're in when you make your purchase. Loads of features, loads of quality, just a really fantastic airport. Highly recommended. So thanks for joining me, folks. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot. I hope you like my new photograph. This is the uniform I've got for my virtual airline now, VAP Air. And yeah, I had a couple of photographs taken. I thought it was about time I showed it off. But just a disclaimer, I am not a real airline pilot. I'm a simmer like most other people. I've been flight simming for something like 38 years. I was a tester for Microsoft UK way back in the day, in the days of FS98 and so on. So I've been flying the simulator for a long time. And occasionally I get the alternative uniform out, such as you see there. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you to all the subscribers and viewers that watch my videos. I hope you find them useful. I make no apologies for the length of them sometimes, which is why I put the time points in. There's so much to cover, and when you're spending $22, $23 on a product, you really want to see if it's any good. And I'm hoping that my reviews give you the information you need to make those decisions. So thanks for joining me. That's it, folks. I've got one more review to come this week. We're going to look at Sofia in Bulgaria, the new version by Fly Too High. We'll have a quick look at that, and I'll produce that video shortly. And then at the weekend, I'm on my world tour. We're currently in Accra in Ghana. We'll be doing the 6-hour flight across Africa to Zanzibar, and hopefully I'm going to film the landing. So thanks a lot, guys. This is Lee saying bye for now. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.